All right, whenever you are ready.
Social media's void in student communication by Megan G. Communication has changed from taking days or weeks to send messages in the past to being instant and global today through phones and the internet. How can the void in communication created by social media be solved? Kids talking into cans with string represents how we used to communicate face-to-face versus now where we have no face-to-face communication and people are often misunderstood. Social media creates a void in student communication by promoting shallow connections. Social media encourages quick, surface-level interactions rather than fostering meaningful in-person conversations that build relationships, limiting diverse perspectives. The echo chambers of social media platforms often reinforce narrow worldviews, preventing students from engaging with a broad range of ideas and opinions, preventing deeper relationships from forming. By prioritizing likes and shares over genuine face-to-face interactions, social media diminishes the opportunities for students to form lasting personal bonds. These pictures of social media and communication between friends is from the public domain. The void in student communication has grown over the years due to several factors. With the rise of social media and digital tools, students often rely more on texting and messaging apps than face-to-face conversations, which can limit meaningful interactions. Social media in particular fosters shallow connections, as students may prioritize online appearances over authentic relationships. Additionally, the constant distractions of notifications and the pressure to maintain an online presence can fragment attention, making it harder for students to engage in deep, reflective conversations. Over time, this shift has led to a decline in emotional intelligence, as students may struggle to read nonverbal cues or have more empathetic nuanced discussions. As a result, communication among students has become more disconnected and less personal. This void is shown through this chart found in an article on pewresearch.org titled Social Networking Websites and Teens, written by Amanda Lenhart and Mary Matt. This chart shows percentages of how teens are communicating with others through phones and social networking and how it is changing the way we communicate with others. Social media has changed the way we communicate with reduced in-person interactions. People often prioritize online conversations over in-person connections, leading to weaker interpersonal relationships, increased miscommunication. The lack of tone, facial expressions, and context in base communication can lead to misunderstandings. Echo chambers. Social media algorithms can create environments where people are exposed only to ideas they agree with, limiting open and diverse discussions. This picture depicts the messages being sent worldwide through phones to people across the globe. This research is important due to social development. Researching this helps understand how social media impacts students' ability to build strong interpersonal skills. Mental health. It reveals the connection between reduced communication quality and emotional well-being in students. Cultural awareness. Research highlights how social media limits exposure to diverse ideas, impacting students' understanding of others. This picture illustrates how teenage boys' mental health is impacted by hurtful online messages, highlighting the negative effects social media can have on mental well-being. A Letter to My Nephew connects to social media's void in communication by shallow connections. Baldwin's focus on meaningful bonds contrasts with the shallow interactions fostered by social media. Limited viewpoints. This letter's call for understanding diversity highlights how social media can create echo chambers. Deeper relationships. Baldwin's focus on genuine connection contrasts with the surface-level relationships that are often based on appearances or convenience rather than real understanding and closeness. This picture represents a written letter about to be sent to someone, which represents a letter to my nephew conveying thoughtfulness and connection. A Letter to My Nephew, written by James Baldwin, connects to social media's void in communication by showing shallow connections, limited viewpoints, and deeper relationships. Vanishing Voices connects to social media's void in student communication by missing voices. Just like the Vanishing Voices idea, social media can hide certain opinions or groups, making it hard for students to hear from them. Less connection. The Vanishing Voices stimulus shows how important voices can disappear, which is similar to how social media keeps students from forming deeper, more meaningful relationships. Fewer perspectives. In the same way that Vanishing Voices removes variety, social media can limit the range of ideas students are exposed to, leaving only certain views visible. This picture of a shadow reflects the fading presence of something once vibrant, linking to the Vanishing Voices stimulus and the loss of language and culture. The publication Vanishing Voices, written by Russ Reimer, connects to social media's void in student communication by contributing to social media's void in student communication, by contributing to missing voices, less connection, and fewer perspectives. One way we can fix how social media creates a void in student communication by passing age verification laws requiring social media platforms to confirm the age of users. States requiring platforms to verify ages would prevent children from simply entering a false birthday in a text box. Verification methods could include a driver's license, passport, birth certificate, or a notarized statement from a parent. However, currently platforms face little encouragement to enforce strict age verification since they're not held responsible for underage users. Another way we can fix how social media creates this void is by requiring states to pass a law enforcing social media to disable access to accounts belonging to teens during designated nighttime hours. This would help ensure that teens can get at least 8 hours of sleep each night by removing the temptation to stay up late using social media. By adopting this approach, states can help protect teens from the negative effects of excessive social media use and sleep deprivation, creating a healthier and more structured environment for their development while also creating a shift in communication among students. Passing age verification laws for social media has many limitations and implications, including raising privacy concerns because platforms would need to collect and keep sensitive personal information like IDs or other age verification documents, which could be at risk of misuse or data breaches. Implementing the age verification could increase costs and might make the user experience more complicated by making the sign-up processes more intrusive. Minors getting around verification means that these laws need to align with current federal regulations like COPPA, and differences between state requirements could create inconsistency. While the primary goal is to protect minors, these measures require careful thought to find balance between safety, privacy, and effectiveness. However, balance can be tricky because some people might feel their privacy is being invaded. Although safety is important, it's also essential to respect individual rights. And that's it.
Okay. So, how did your research question evolve as you moved through the research process?
My research question evolved as I realized that the impacts of social media are pros and cons. There's not just one way of social media and how it impacts people and communication. Social media can impact communication negatively, more negatively than positively.
Okay. And then what additional questions emerged from your research and why are those questions important?
As I was researching how social media creates a void of communication, I wondered how different age groups and different cultural backgrounds impacted social media and communication specifically. I wanted to know how people were impacted and what the gap in communication shows around the world.
All right. Thank you very much.